Hello, friend. Welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit, and today I am going to demonstrate you how to perform selection binding in Wave. So for this, we'll be using one financial data, balance sheet data, and that data I have been extracted from my ERP solution NetSuite. So I have built a sample dashboard out of it by using that data, and as you can see, that's my sample dashboard where I would be calculating the asset, liabilities and equity uh, with respective to sum of quarter one, and of that's the total of all 4 quarters, and that's the total for my all 4 quarters. So let me show you the data. So my data is in a proper hierarchical format. It's a 6 level of hierarchy is there. I'm using account level 1 to account level 6. Then I've got 4 quarters data, quarter 1 and quarter 4. So I will be using this data to build my dashboard, which I've already built. And as you can see, there is a data in one tabular format where we'll be showing quarter one total, quarter two total, quarter one percentage change and quarter two percentage change with respective to, and the grouping will be done based on the change percentage will be based on account level 3. Now next move on to the next part. So this is not the requirement. The requirement is basically we'll be going to talk about binding here. As you can see, whenever I made a selection in assets, so it only lists me the assets, and that both the table as well as the chart gets updated. If I remove the selection gets removed. So my concern here is that whenever we made a selection, all these are dimensions. So we can filter the data based on a dimension. But my concern is, my requirement is, I would like to create a filter which is used to change the measure. So we'll be going to emphasize only on this one right now. That is, this is showing sum of quarter one, and my requirement is it should show one control over there, one selection, which would be showing sum of quarter one and sum of quarter two. So I'm going to show only, I'm going to make change only for quarter one and quarter two. So the measure will be changed for quarter one and quarter two. So whenever we made a selection in quarter one, this will list quarter one. If I select quarter two, it will select quarter two. You can continue same. You can create same for quarter three and quarter four respectively. So for doing this, I would be using a toggle control. So I will be using a toggle control for doing same. So let's move on to the edit dashboard, and I drag and drop a toggle control here. And in this toggle control, we need to bind this toggle control with a step. So I click on toggle. As you can see, only dimensions are listed. So measures are not listed here. So we'll be going to create dynamic measure, static measure. So I click change data set, create a static step with custom values, and I give here named as quarters or measures, and I give as qtr1 value as qtr1, add it qtr2, that is for, it stands for quarter 2, and this is qtr2, and click on create. So now as you can see, the widget is added, and when we preview, we can select quarter 1 and quarter 2. But still, whenever I made a selection, this particular graph is not updating. So right now I have made a selection in quarter 2, but still it is showing qtr1. If I select qtr1, still is showing qtr1. So based on the selection, this need to be changed. So basically we will be changing the measure based on the selection we done in a toggle control. Now the next step, we will be going to customize the JSON. So I press Ctrl E to customize JSON, and that's the measure. Now in this measure, we need to change this value. First of all, I remove this and pass here. I write sum of it should be in this form, qtr1. Make sure the labels are correct. So I'll switch to, we can go and find out the labels properly first. So I go to balance sheet, that's the sheet I'm using, and if I say sum of qtr1, so qtr1 is in capital qtr1. In same manner, if I change this to qtr2, so in qtr, q is capital, tr2 is in small letters. So this we need to take care of. Name should be in proper. So as I qtr1, and this I change to sum of qtr2. So we have added a widget, and the widget we have added the values to it. Now we need to bind this widget. The selection we made in this widget need to be update this particular widget. So first of all, let me go and check the step which is associated with this widget. So to find out that which step is linked with this particular widget, so select the widget. On the right side, you will get two options, widget and step. I click on step, and that's the step which is associated with this particular widget, that is account underscore level underscore to account one. So I just copy this, switch to Control E, press Control F, and search for this. So that's the widget. That's the step. And in this step, you can see the measure is pointing to quarter one. Now, instead of this measure, I remove this measure, and here I write double quotes, bracket, and the selection we done on the first widget. Selection we made in qtr1. So I just copy and paste it here. One more thing we need to make change. We need to remove this aggregate flex, because now we would be not be calculating. The measure has changed, and the measure is changed based on the selection we made in a toggle. So that's all. Let's go and validate. By default, it is showing count of rows. So we have an option here. We can make the initial selection. So I'll click on option and say pick initial selection, and by default I set it to qtr1 and done. So by default selection is qtr1. Let's test it. I preview the data, and right now it's showing sum of qtr1. As soon as I select qtr2, you can see the measure is changed to qtr2. So we can change the measure in this format. So I have done for qtr1, qtr2. You can change the measure for, you can add more quarters. You can do it the same for qtr3 and quarter 3 and quarter 4, and we can it can be changed, or it can be applied by using same widget. So the step we have associated with this, we can make changes into that. So the step which is there, the step which is linked to this, we can make changes into that step. We need to just copy paste it 2 more times. So that's how we perform selection binding in Wave Analytics, and based on selection, how to change measure of a chart. So that's all in this video. If you like this video, don't press to hit like button. If you have any comment, you can post your comments in chat window, in comment box. For customized training or for consulting services on Salesforce, you can connect with us. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.